All right, y'all. It's Tailgate Talks again. It's Friday night, and I'm damn sure ready for the weekend, too. I think I'm going to do me a little work tomorrow, pilfer around here and work, clean up, straighten up, do some honeydews. I think I'm going to go fishing Sunday. Expect I will. Ease down Lake Wimico, do me a little bass fishing, relax a little bit, drink a beer or two or three. But anyway, I'm watching the news and listening and talking to people. I see where them Democrats rammed that $1.9 trillion stimulus package through, which about 1/9 of it went to the people. But I also saw where they gave it to convicts in prison. Now, what in the hell does them convicts need that kind of money for? They not going to be able to do nothing with it. That's ridiculous. I mean, that's absurd that they done that. I mean, it's bad enough they give everything but 1/9 of it to us. They give all the rest of it to cities that didn't manage their money well, or piss poor governors, or look at that Cuomo idiot up there. God almighty, how bad does it have to get before the son of a bitch resigns? But they give our money to convicts? Really? Lifers and shit? Do they really need that money? What are they going to do with it? I mean, what the hell are they going to do with it? They don't have to buy nothing. Shit, they get 3 hots and a cot. All the weights they can lift, all the basketball they can play. What the hell they need that money for? And folks, me and you's paying for that. You can say what you want to. That comes out of taxpayer dollars. Yeah, they're printing it right now as hard as they can go, but when the bombshell hits, we're going to have record inflation over this. It's going to be unbelievable what it's going to cost to live after all of this. And what's so sad is there's 1/3 of us that pays most of the bill, and the other 2/3 just mooch. And yeah, I'm going to call it what it is. They're mooching. Half of them don't work. When they do, they don't turn in their taxes. They just make their money and go on. They get a little money, they live till they broke again. They get a little money, they live, they broke again. But then you got the 1/3 like us that work and try to do good and invest and put our money in the stock market, 401k. And then we got the government just trying to pick and clean and pull and get every dollar they can from every one of us that's paying into the system. And I've said this 100 times, I'm going to say it again. Once we get enough people pulling and picking out of that pool of money we're putting in that we can't sustain it, it's all over. It's all over. What's the government going to do then? Print more money? Take more of ours? Make us all on an even playing field where we all got to get in a line and stand for a loaf of bread? Is that where we're headed? Is that what y'all want? I'm afraid that's what they got in mind. Because see, to them, they live in their own little bubble. Nothing affects them. The crisis at the border, they don't give a shit about that because they don't have to deal with it. They live in their gated communities, in their fancy houses, in their mansions, and they let the people in Texas and Arizona, they got to deal with it. But the people that's letting it happen, they don't give a damn. They don't give a shit about it. They up there, like I said, in their fancy houses and their gated communities, and there's no immigrants coming in their yard. So why in the hell would they give a damn about it? All they care about is, I hope these immigrants remember this so they'll vote Democrat next election so we can keep this shit hook train we got going. And then I heard today they've started on the guns. I told y'all it was coming, and it's coming. And they're going to do everything they can to take every gun in this country. And I got a bad feeling, folks. They're fixing to start messing with the people that ain't going to put up with it. And it's only going to take a spark to ignite it. And it's going to get bad. And bad things are going to happen. Good people are going to have to do bad things. But folks, if we don't stop it now, it will never end. It will continue until they have consumed like locusts. They'll be consumed everything we stand for, everything this country's built on, and we won't have a country anymore. It'll be done. We'll live under government rule. We'll do what they say. We'll drive what they say. We'll eat what they say. We'll drink what they say. We'll go to work and we'll come home and we'll make what they say we can make. Don't give a damn what you do. Don't care what your skill level is. We'll all make what they say we can make. And if you don't believe that's coming, I pity you, because it is, and that's what they want. The elites, that's what they're after. Total and complete control. And they do pretty well with it in the northern states, some of these big cities. But now when they come down here to the country folk in the suburbs, they call it, they gonna get a rude awakening, because I'm gonna venture to say 90% of the people in the suburbs are like me. We better left alone. As long as we're left alone, we're okay. But don't push me. You can persuade me into anything, but you cannot push me into anything. And I feel like that's the general rule among most people my age and my lifestyle. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the way we live. We're not hurting anybody. We're not doing anything wrong. But we got an elite group of people up in Washington that think they know better than us. And I disagree with that. Nobody knows better than what I know about how I want to live. And you can't convince me otherwise. It's not going to work. And once we get enough disgruntled people, or the first van rolls up and goes to confiscate somebody's weapons, it's going to get rough. And it's coming, because that's what they planning on doing. There's no doubt in my mind that's what they're planning on doing. If they can get our guns, they've got us then. Once they get the guns, they can run roughshod over us. We will not have any kind of defense. We won't have any choice but to do what they say. And I've lived my whole life making my own way, and I'll be damned if I'm going to stand in a line hoping I can get a loaf of bread or a flat of cheese, or they tell me I can't have my four-wheel drive truck because I got to drive a smart car and work 30 hours, and when I get paid, they're going to deem what I get in my paycheck every month and give me a gas allowance. I'm not going to live that way, folks. I'd rather be dead. I honestly would. Really would. I'd rather be dead than have to live like that. That's ridiculous, and I'm afraid that's what's coming. And I know there's a bunch of y'all are too. But what scares me is I've grown up and lived my whole life hunting and fishing and shooting rifles and shotguns and taking game and eating it. It's a way of life. It's just my way of life. But I got a bunch of buddies that I call friends that are buying into this liberal crap, and they don't understand. I can't understand what their way of thinking. They say Joe Biden's an honest fella. If Joe Biden's honest, I'm an aviator of the National Space System. That's all I got to say on that. That man is not honest. He gives one less rat's ass about the United States of America. He don't care about the Constitution. He don't give a damn about you. All he cares about is his agenda. He thinks more of a Mexican migrant that he don't even know than he does you. And you've probably been paying taxes your whole damn life. I mean, what the hell? He canceled the Keystone Pipeline the first day he was in office. Shut down thousands of jobs, good paying jobs. And now he's letting thousands of immigrants come across the border. What's he going to do with them folks? Why? What are they going to offer to our society? Honestly, folks, most of them are children, probably nothing. Nothing but a dead weight to have to drag around. And I hate to say that about a fellow person. But my God, people, we got enough trouble in this country. We need to solve our own problems before we worry about a bunch of immigrants that want to just be here. The only reason they want here is because they know they're going to have a free handout. Well, you know, growing up, I never had no free handouts. Nobody gave me any money to buy a motel or subsidize me to do this or that or the other. I made my own way. And that's the American way. Everybody in this country has had an equal chance to do what I've done. Now, either you didn't take it or you excelled. There's people that's higher than me. There's people doing better than me. There's a whole lot of people doing less than me. But everybody had the same opportunity. Nobody told you you couldn't apply for this job or that job, or that you couldn't go to school, or you couldn't learn this trade and excel in it. Nobody told you that. Everybody, black, white, yellow, green, blue, purple, everybody in this country had the same opportunity. In my lifetime now. I'm talking about in my lifetime. I'm not talking about way back when they were slaves. I understand all that. I get that. But that shit's been gone forever. I mean, there ain't no slaves no more. And since then, everybody in this country's had the same opportunity to make the same living that anybody else has. Now, how you apply that is your business. And it should not come back to haunt the people that's done well. The people that done well spent their time, they invested their time and effort to do well. If you didn't, that's on you. That ain't on us. We don't owe you a god-darn thing. You had the same opportunity as I did. Do well or not, but that's your choice. That is your choice, nobody else's. Nobody could make you do better. Nobody could make you do worse, but you. And that's how I feel about that. I'm going to sign off tonight. It's Friday night. I won't be back till Monday, but I'll be back Monday with a fresh episode. Good night, everybody.